Hello guys, we're doing a new thing. It's called
Creepypastas,
Creepypastas. The first one we have for you is
Sonic's Pentagram.
Sonic's Pentagram. Go ahead, Daniel. Take it away. I'm going to be playing Payday in the background while he says this, so go ahead.
Alright, Sonic's Pentagram. It all began when Michael, a 5-year-old gamer, a fan of Sonic, had been told stories by his parents. Stories about his parents playing Mario on their Nintendo and Pac-Man on their old Atari when they were kids. Michael's parents, although told many stories about their old gaming days, were abusive and angry at their son and would round him for no reason. Round. I think
Round?
it says round. Should it be ground? Ground him for no reason. Emotionally and physically abusing Michael, who was young, fat boy, could not bear the pain. Michael's parents always told him they stored their old systems in the box in their attic. Once, I'm not now. One day, Michael's parents were fast asleep with earplugs on. They put a sign on their door that said, "Do not disturb." Michael loved playing Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Colors, Sonic Generations on his 360, which is not true because Sonic Colors is only a Wii game, but had strongly curiosity for classic game. Michael was playing Sonic Generations fighting the Egg Dragoon boss. While he was doing so, he eventually beat Eggman's machine and decided to turn off the console. Michael, out of boredom and curiosity, he attempted to go into the attic and retrieve one of the old systems for himself, but his parents had told him not to go so many times. But he was a sensitive little boy. That was my favorite part of the whole. But Michael, knowing that his parents were fast asleep, decided to attempt to sneak into the attic and retrieve the old Atari and Nintendo his parents used to play. Michael then got up and walked out his door and walked towards the attic stairs. Once he got into the attic, he felt a slight cold breeze come over him. It reeked with the stench of dead rodent. Michael looked around, see almost nothing but one box. The box appeared to be entirely open, so he walked up and looked into the opening. Michael hoped it would be full of several gaming systems, but it contained one system that reads Sega Genesis. My parents never played the Nintendo or the Atari, he thought to himself. Michael decided to take the old system downstairs anyway, but only out of curiosity for game for classic games. But when Michael picked up the system, it didn't feel old. It felt like it had been recently used. But being young, this didn't put any sorts of strange feelings in Michael's head. But Michael saw something was under the system. It was an old Sega game that read Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh boy, an old Sonic game, he thought to himself. Michael decided to play Sega downstairs and play Sonic. Oh, that was a messed up sentence. Even though he was young, Michael was able to figure out the plugs in the cords. He turned on the TV and waited for the Sega game to load. Upon loading the game, it seemed normal. Michael plugged the Sonic game and proceeded to wait for the game to load. I'm so excited and my meanie parents don't know. Hee 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 hee.
Amazing.
Just amazing, said Michael. Michael then saw the game load. It was a Sonic the Hedgehog tile screen with the Green Hill Zone in the background. As the game loaded, it started off in what said Stage 1 Green Hill Zone. Michael saw classic pixelated Sonic to proceed to move around with them. Michael ran into enemies. He lost some rings, but jumped on them and killed them. Out of the enemies came no animals, but the enemies turned gray, laid on the ground. Michael thought this was to be in the original game, as he never played this before, so he proceeded on. Michael then went stage through stage of the Green Hill Zone levels until he got to the Egg Wrecking Ball boss, Miley Cyrus. Michael saw that Dr. Robotnik had a sad look on his face, as if he was about to die, but just ignored this and proceeded on. Michael kept jumping on the green rods and jumped on the wrecking ball.
Wow. He jumped on a wrecking ball.
Okay, several times until it was destroyed. Michael won the fight. Michael saw Eggman run away crying, and a text box popped up saying, "You devil, you just had to torment me again." Michael didn't ignore this. He just started crying, but his parents didn't hear. Michael closed his eyes for 10 minutes, until finally he opened his eyes, as he slowly saw something gruesome. He saw that the Green Hill Zone was gray in the mist surrounding it. But the worst new feature was Sonic. He had no eyes, just a hollow dark socket. He was gray. Sonic looked dead. And so did the enemies walking around the zone. Michael felt uneasy and intrigued to keep playing. Michael proceeded to try to move Sonic, but he wouldn't move. A text box then appeared saying, "Destroy the game, Michael, or it'll come for you too." Michael felt frightened, but he kept on trying to move Sonic, with tears running down his cheeks, and confusion running through his head. Now another text box appeared saying, "Stop trying to save me. He'll come for me, but he won't be able to come for you. Just destroy the game." Michael felt this was real. "Who's coming?" I asked. I wonder who's coming.
Santa!
Sonic just stood there smiling at Michael. Now another text box saying, "You're gonna be okay, old buddy," with a smiley face.
Woo!
Michael then saw something pop up behind Sonic. A dark figure with horns, wings, and claws. "Goodbye," said Sonic through the TV speakers. The dark figure then stabbed Sonic with his claws. He began to absorb him in about 3 minutes, because 2 minutes was too cliche. The figure looked a little like Sonic, but was entirely different. Sonic was completely dark and red glowing eyes, like Sonic.exe. Razor-sharp teeth came from his mouth. Sonic, a menacing smile that stared at Michael. Michael started crying and screaming as Sonic began to speak. "Hello, you little fat beep. I'm gonna eat your soul. Who are you? What did you do with Sonic?" asked Michael. Sonic stood there for a few seconds and smiled with his razor-sharp teeth and began to speak. "Michael, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Satan. I would like now lend yourself over and we can work things out." He sounds so mellow.
So nice.
If this can actually happen in the Bible. If he's not, but he sounds so evil there. Anyway, continuing on. I lost topic.
Good.
What happens to Sonic? At this point, the morbid Green Hill Zone changed to a full of volcanoes, lakes, fires, and demons. Sonic smiled as the demons ripped the dead-looking Sonic apart. In the background were voices uttering an unspeakable language.
What?
I sound language.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Ew! There. They were saying that exact thing.
Michael, at this point, went to his desk and got his wooden cross, bringing Sonic back in the name of. But before Michael could proceed, Sonic screamed in a monstrous voice. "Oh, nice! You leveled up."
I got the new gun. I got the compact.
"Oh, nice."
Go ahead.
Sorry about that celebration.
Yeah, my bad.
This
Go
is
ahead.
creepy.
Yeah, creepy pasta.
Creepypasta is not celebration time.
Yeah. Go ahead.
We have been playing Celebrate Good Times. Come on.
Alright, keep going.
Alright. And his cross fell in two. Michael began to feel threatened and screamed prayers as Sonic screamed Satana Ex Mortis. At this point, Sonic screamed stop, but this was a different voice. Then a gray text box appeared saying, destroy the damn console. I told you he'll come for you. Then it began rain outside outside Michael's house, and Sonic began to take form of a more sinister looking creature. Blood ran through his mouth and was devouring the corpse of Dr. Robotnik. Mercilessly, Michael then threw up and got really sick. Sonic just laughed maniacally and proceeded to rip apart what seemed to be the bodies of Knuckles and Tails. Demons went up to them and began devouring their bodies. Michael then picked up the console and threw it on the ground. The game stopped, but Michael saw something on the TV with a message on it. Thanks for the soul, Michael. You really helped out. The message also had a 5-pointed star facing down on it.
That's it?
Yep. Okay then.
Daniel, let me ask you a question here. What did you think of that?
I thought it was poorly like
Executed.
together,
Yeah.
put together.
Yeah.
I think it would have been better if they weren't like talking about like blood.
All the time.
Yeah, and then the mellow Satan. That was like one of my favorite parts.
Yeah. I think if this was me playing a fat,
As a
useless 5-year-old, I think I would have yelled, Miami-Dade PD. I would have pulled out a Glock 17 with 9mm rounds, and I would have fired 5 rounds into my TV. And if Sonic was there in person, I would have fired 5 rounds into Sonic's chest, ending his Satan life. That's the end of that. No, don't get scared anymore. I mean, Sonic is terminated.
But remember, the kid was a sensitive little boy.
Exactly. That's why Sonic's chest is filled with 9s. So, Daniel, what do you give it overall out of 1 out of 10?
4 out of 10 bananas.
Really? That's pretty generous. I gave it a 0.01. So a 0.000000.0.00.1.5.0. That's what I give it.
Alright.
Alright, guys.
Alright. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. We love you. This guy says Merry Christmas too. Okay. Good night.